My closing thoughts on the XRP fiasco and what I see happening in the next few days. Let's dig into it. What's up, gang? Carlton Flowers, your crypto pro, back with you again on the topic of XRP. I wanted to do a follow-up video after that last one to kind of close out my thoughts about what's going on with this entire debacle with the SEC and XRP, but we're going to focus on the technical analysis and talk about what I think is going to happen within the next few days with the price line. So let's jump straight in. I can't talk tonight, folks. It's late. Let's jump straight in, and then we will come back and I'll share with you my closing thoughts and recommendations, which is not financial advice, by the way, on what you should possibly do if you're an XRP holder. All right, let's get rid of this. And here we are on the 4-hour chart via tradingview.com. So since the last video, what do we notice here? We notice that what I mentioned about this major fib ring right here. This is the great big huge one. I think it's the 1.618. I told you that it was a possible next target after we had the big dip and like mini little rebound. We did notice that price tried to kind of cling here to the 2.618. I had talked about it being a possible target, and it was hit, but then check it out. Notice this bounce that is right there on the 1.618 green line. We hit it, we bounced up, and then as soon as we had this 4-hour candle close, it bounced right off of the magical 2.618, and it came right back down to the 1.618 on the big line. That's where we sit right now. The price is just above it, and it looks like it's headed right back here. So what can happen next? Well, let's take a look at all of the technicals and see what we can see. First of all, looking down here at the stochastic, it looks like that's not a thin line. Let's try that again. All right. Okay, here we go. I want a thin line there, people. Right here, the stochastic looks like it is about to cross over. And as we can see right here on the chart, the fast line, the %K, which is the blue one right here, is about to cross over the slow line, which is the %D, the one right here, and they are now touching. So that means that we're probably going to continue this motion here, where the fast line will drop back down into the oversold zone with the momentum heading downward like it is. I would imagine that this is what we'll see. So then the slow line would probably do, something like this, and then we get another crossover at a bottom or when we hit the next ring. And so when we jump up here to the price line, let's just make some fake make-believe lines, because I'm not Nostradamus, guys. I don't predict the market and tell you this is exactly what's going to happen. So please, this is not trading advice. And for the new people out there, don't go jumping in buying stuff just because you heard me talk about a possibility of a bottom on a chart. Well, anyway, if we bounce off of this line here, we might come up and then sail down again, and we could head for this big red one, which I don't know if this one is the 2.618 on this larger red ring or not. But once we bounce off of that one, we could have another couple of targets, one of which would be the 2.618 on the big red, on the great big red, that is, and then also down here, the 2.618 here on the big green. Okay, so that would be ridiculous if the price went all the way down here. I don't see that happening, but I certainly think that getting to the crossing of this these two red fibs here, it's a possibility. You never know. There's other people besides me, there's other people besides me who are saying that there's a possibility that this could dip to 7 cents. So it's not just me. But if we did jump down to this point, we're looking at a price of 19 cents right here at this volume node that we've already seen action on. And then at this point, we're down at about the 14 cents point. Now, in the last video, you remember, you can go back and look at it, that I was already talking about this being a possible target right here, and we hit that, okay? So all I'm trying to say is if we continue with the downward momentum, these other targets could come into play that we're looking at right here, okay? So it is a possibility. I don't think XRP is going to zero. That's probably not going to happen, so we're not going to get that ridiculous. And there is the possibility that we may have reached the bottom here, and it may just kind of jump up and start to correct and head on the path up. But that all depends on if the selling pressure due to Coinbase halting trading, if that selling pressure is done. Now, let's turn drawing mode off and zip out to the 1-day chart so we can see a little bit more on the volume nodes. And we would have to really scrunch down and zoom way out until we get to the price action that was happening before all of this. In fact, we can zoom way out here, and we don't see much volume that's below the current price of where we are. So the volume price nodes here, where there's a lot of buying going on, these are the popular areas, the prices where there was a lot of institutional buying. We're trading below that, guys. Okay, so you see right here, we're below this big fat one sitting at 20 cents, and we've already dipped down, you know, into the 19-cent area there briefly. And so all of this stuff is occurring below the bulk of where we have seen XRP trade for the last several years. So that's actually not a good thing, which tells me that when you jump down into the slip zone where you don't see much prior volume, that's when, you know, we start to sink. So just keep that in mind. I know there's a lot of people that are just so bullish about XRP. It's like it's their life mission. They've been saving XRP tokens for years and just piling it up, and they've got champagne wishes and caviar dreams, and they're like, hold at all cost. If it goes to zero, still hold it. And I would caution against that. Really think about that. Especially don't invest money that you can't lose. If it's bill paying money or your mortgage money or whatever, you need to be careful. Look at the on balance volume, which is an approximation of the amount of heavy accumulation or heavy distribution going on by the heavy hands. And as I always say, it's just an approximation. This is not exact. It's only based on some simple formula of adding the green volume bars and red volume bars at the end of the day and crunching a number, and then we call it distribution if it's negative, and we call it accumulation if it's a positive or a green. And so over time, when you see this thing going up, it means that the heavy hands are loading up. When you see it going down, it says the heavy hands are selling. So for a long time, we see that the on-balance volume was holding, and then we had this tick up on the big run. Now, this is a pretty big slide. And when you consider that this distance on this slide is just about the exact opposite of the increase that we had in 2018, that's not a good sign. It almost looks like pump and dump. Not to offend anyone who is really a diehard XRP fan, but there is a possibility that we're being manipulated. I mean, I held XRP until yesterday. I sold it all at 24 cents was the last sale because I could see the writing on the wall, and I thought, well, if I'm going to gamble and pick it up again, I'm going to have to wait until I see a firm bottom. Okay, so let's clear that and zoom back into the 4-hour now that we see the overall picture. So that's what's possible as far as the price is concerned. Okay, so then there's a few other things. I've got some notes over here off the screen that I wanted to mention. So of course we have the Coinbase halting trading, and everyone, including me, swore that that would not happen. And it did. Now that's not delisting. We've had exchanges that have delisted XRP. Coinbase did not go that far. I'm pretty shocked that they would halt trading. That came as a surprise. And still, the lawsuit from the SEC to me stinks. I smell a rat. It doesn't make any sense that 8 years would pass by that the SEC would not warn retail investors and protect people like me or you if you're holding XRP, but that they would come and do this in the last minute and then have the SEC chair resign the next day. Filing a lawsuit a month before there's a change of leadership, when the Trump administration is exiting and the Biden administration is coming in. That doesn't make a lot of sense. Neither does it make sense to me all of the movement that we see from people who worked for the Treasury. There's 3 key names from the Treasury. There's a Michael Westbar, a Susan Friedman, and a Craig Phillips that all worked previously for the Treasury, who now work for Ripple. One would think that if you had government officials that came in to work for a company like Ripple, that they would be the first to know if they were in jeopardy of having a lawsuit filed against them by the SEC for not abiding by the securities laws. Now, how did that get beyond them? I don't know. I smell a rat. Now there is talk that I'm hearing in various videos where people are saying that something else is going on behind the scenes. Now, the one thing we know for fact is whoever the they is, they don't want you holding XRP. That's why we have this lawsuit against Ripple. Someone doesn't want us to hold a bag before whatever this process that we're about to see unfold, which I think we will have something come to fruition soon. They don't want you holding XRP. The talk is Ripple becoming some sort of central bank, okay? There have been articles written, and you can look them up if you just Google IMF and New Multipolar International Monetary System. You're going to see an article, and it's a PDF file that was written in 2019, and you can see some talk about this new multipolar international monetary system that is supposed to kick in and help solve the issues that we are having right now with the economic crisis going on in the US and also worldwide, and the incessant printing of the US dollar. So we're in hot water, but I think something is going on behind the scenes, as plans could be made, could be in the works rather, for using XRP as a bridge currency. It could be. Now, it's speculation, but is XRP as a bridge currency, could that possibly be the real use case for what it was designed for? And maybe we just weren't told? I don't know. We will see. Time will tell. But as it is designed, it is possible that it could be a bridge to assets and currencies throughout the world. If that is actually the case, I can see why the shakeout is going on right now and why they would want to pull out as many retail investors as possible before this move is made, because human beings who are in power are greedy and they are going to want to continue to keep their grip on the control of money and keep it out of the hands of those who are to be controlled. So that sounds somewhat conspiratorial, but I don't mean to push any conspiracies. I'm just sharing my overall thoughts. So that's something to think about. Now, is this a good investment for your average investor? No. If you're new, stay away from this. You will get burnt. You're going to get wrecked. Okay, if you are a seasoned veteran, experienced investor who has researched this and read the entire XRP SEC lawsuit case, and you've been around, you got some skin in the game, you probably could swing trade this, because there's a potential to get in if you can correctly pick the bottom and sell off before trading is halted on the January 19th deadline. But there's also a chance that by the time we get there, which is what my prediction is, that there's not going to be a halt. So we'll see. That's just my opinion. I think as time goes on, we might see that come to pass. If they remove that halt, I'm going to be really mad that we were all manipulated to this level. But that's just my thoughts. I'm out of XRP, and I would not say that I would definitely not buy it again, because I might get bored one day and just decide to pick up, if it drops down to below 10 cents, I'll pick up a couple hundred to play with, because that's money that I won't care if I lose or not. I'll move it to cold storage or my self-key wallet or a MetaMask wallet, and I'll sit on it and just wait to see if these champagne wishes and caviar dreams and all of the hot air bags, the windbags on YouTube who constantly are yelling that XRP is going to be worth $589. I'll put a couple hundred, XRP tokens in the bag on the side just in case this comes true. Or my favorite, the lady in Great Britain who is the preacher who said that she had a vision, that God told her that XRP is going to be the new bridge asset to connect all sovereign nations throughout the world. Yeah, she actually says that in the video. You probably should not watch that because if you're superstitious or gullible, you might fall for that and lose some money. But anyway, time will tell. What are your thoughts about XRP? Are you going to just hang on to your XRP? Or are you going to roll the dice and try to pick up some if you don't hold it right now? Or do you think that this is something that you should not touch with a 10-foot pole? Is it like throwing your money on an open fire pit? Share your thoughts. That's about all I got. But I'll be back again, and if something crazy happens, who knows? We might get another last XRP video. This is Carlton Flowers, your crypto pro, and I'm out.